And with that, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for the day. So, our keynote speaker today is a professor at IISc. He's also been to Harvard, and he is the program manager and also manages the startups and the TBI at the CPDM at the IISc, one of the premier institutes in the world. So, with no further delay, I would like to I'd like to introduce Dr. Srinivas to deliver the keynote address for the Uncamp 1.0. And sir, thank you so much for accepting the invitation for the 1.0 event, and especially to strengthen the ecosystem and the community and amidst your busy schedule. Thank you for being here despite of your health reasons too for the community. Thank you, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing Dr. Srinivas from ISC.
Thank you very much, Naveen. If I'm not able to spell certain letters and words because of my issues, please excuse me on that properly. But I'll try to be as best speech that I can make. Now, let me at the outset thank the Uncamp ideators. There may be people who are today working on it and making it, getting it realized thanks to them. But my first thanks will be to the Uncamp ideators, because today we are in a situation where the whole life sciences streams are working in silos. Life sciences, when we speak, we somehow get restricted to the first notion of the pharmaceuticals, and then the delivery systems and the clinical trials. That's where the main life sciences, especially from the after the IT, the bandwagon, hitched onto the IT bandwagon, it has become that life sciences is limited to that. Then slowly we are moving on to the medical devices, the bioinformatics, biomedicines, and a number of streams. So much so that it slowly is kind of rearranging itself. The whole life center scenario, as you can see, is kind of rearranging itself so that the silos are broken, or the silos are still there, but they are reorganized so that they are loosely coupled with one another for convergence. I like the word, convergence used by Bobby. Yes. Now, what you are seeing right now is disruption, and where it is going in 2 to 3 years is going to be convergence. Now, how is it going to happen? Like he said earlier, it was very, very difficult to come up with a vaccine within few months. So let us ask ourselves, was it really difficult? Or are we doing it the right way today? Both answers are negative. It wasn't difficult, nor are we doing it the right way today. Today we are taking the chances because the situation, a particular situation arose because of COVID and other things. And so we are taking the chances, and that's so the bureaucracy is working slightly, you know, at speed, at par with the research and the uh, research community and other startups. So, what is the new thing that has happened? Startups were already always there. There are always small ideators and breakthrough professionals who are always there in the if I cannot say the system, around the system. What is happening today is these ideators are getting the center arena or center uh, placeholder. I cannot say it, but they are getting recognized. Why? because few of these ideators, because of the IT revolution that has happened, or IT boom that has happened, social media boom that has happened, have brought an unknown entities into center stage within a time period which earlier was never possible, either because of the bureaucracy or because of the restrictions of the qualitative and quantitative restrictions that are there, so that no quacks enter the mainstream, uh, or to protect the intellectual property rights which were just getting developed from the developed countries to the developing countries to underdeveloped countries. That's how it went. Now, when you look at what is going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years in the life sciences arena, it will be right, the individual's right of himself being a genome or a phenotype of a specific genome is what is going to be recognized. You have to understand the life sciences, how it through the centuries worked out. It almost got perfected with the nadi pariksha and other things that we have in Indian systems of medicine, to the point that of the personalized medication. Then we lost because of the new drug discoveries or new solutions, which new diseases, new viruses, or new bacteria, wherein there was no treatment earlier, are were now having treatment with the advent of antibiotics and vaccinations. Now, if you look at that, that's where the whole scenario changed about a century and a half back. Now, here the point is, from there, the industrialization, please look at it, it coupled with industrialization and bulk pharma production, wherein everything went in a different and tangent model. Then we arrived at a point where we have streamlined the pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, drug delivery systems, and everything, and have discovered that which we already knew, but again rediscovered ourselves. That's the beauty of human life. We always keep on improving ourselves. We rediscovered that same glove does not fit all the hands. That's where we are moving into personalized medicine. Now, the personalized medicine is a bane to industrialized life sciences, because industrialized life sciences cannot invest into smaller and smaller components, and that's where the space for the startups in life sciences are there. Now, if you look at the culture which was there in healthcare, because healthcare is an extension of life sciences, or is part of the life sciences, which is appreciated by one and all. When during my time period of medicine and science and IT, and also in the Harvard Kennedy School, when we were discussing about the palliative care and other things, I used to say every person is an expert to his extent in healthcare. The reason for that is, after food and sex and shelter, if there is one thing right from the beginning of civilization that has accompanied human being, it is healthcare and how to improve your health. So we have this culture right from the beginning of advent of human nature. Now, if you look at it, The culture is changed by the digital technologies. Now, the one that was impossible from industrial perspective now is again available for personalized medicine, for personalized devices, for personalized data management, for personalized holistic data management. Please be very careful the way I'm using the words. Personalized holistic data management by collaboration between different entities or different devices and drugs and drug delivery systems and data feedback that is happening, and each of these entities may be silos, but they're able to communicate with one another or with each other in current situation while taking their benefits, both physical, fiscal, chemical, and biological entities. That's what's happening right now, and that's what is going to happen in the future. Now, where is the contrast? Data is becoming the new health currency, we all know. And as we see today, we are on the threshold of the neo healthcare or neo medicine, wherein the new disrupting entities are going to be the what we say the first foundation stones of the new convergence era. That is what is going to happen in next 2 to 3 years. And believe me, the way the industrialized entities are going to look at the startups or the middle entities is going to be very, very different. Let me say there's a small startup in maybe a bioimpedance or electrical or any other things which is working out, and there's another startup which is in the IT field which can take the data, process the data, and put the output of the data. Today, you're going to see a situation where the industrialized entities are going to come into either agreement, outright purchase, or absorb them these new entities into their entities. And if the laws of the land do not accept that, because of monopoly and trade restrictive practices, etc., they are going to have agreements so that the data that is being continuously flowing from these startups is going to be the new currency, and we are going to see new fiscal systems which will be bring back the money through the data entities and through the live streaming of these financial or bioinformatics divisions. This is how the future is going to shape up. So get ready. Now, who are going to be the people here? The suicidal tendency of the startups, because we all need commandos. Every era, every time period had entities. Today, the big industry is not ready. The suicidal tendency of the, or let me put the word, the commando tendency of the startups is what is going to give the new breed, the new blood, and the rejuvenation of life sciences as we are going to see for the next couple of centuries. And more the reason for entities like Uncamp to bring all the players in the life sciences arena to come up freely, speak freely with one another, and discuss freely of what is my input, how I process. How I process is of utmost secrecy, or it can be open also. And then what is my output, and how can I collaborate with others so that we rejuvenate the system into so that the personalized care of living beings, whether it be microorganisms, physical systems, or human beings, is brought in and spoken about together, and results and outcomes are always available at easy flow, like just like your currency and blockchain systems. You name them, you name every discovery that happened in the last 15-20 years is now finding its place in life sciences arena. And I'm sure this is a small, which today looks like a small step, is going to be a huge leap uh, for the cause of life sciences. And I congratulate once again the UNCAMP, the leaders and ideators and executors. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Fantastic approach. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We are really honored that you accepted the invitation, and thank you for the keynote address. It's been really enlightening, especially going from the roots to the modern systems. You have given a very clear transition and what is going to be the way forward to. Thank you so much, sir. Please be with us for quite some time. We have the next speakers lined up, and we've also got some exciting, activity that's lined up. So, thank you again for accepting and being the keynote speaker.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.